you witness a stroke, and you will be, at the end of this module, mas ma-appreciate ninyo kasi later, mas alam nyo na ang mga signs and symptoms, and then at least that would help just in case something will happen. Okay, so that is a ischemic stroke. Okay, do you have any question before we go to the next one? Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes. Proceed. Ma'am, pa-unmute po. Naka-mute kayo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Hello.
Sige po. Naririnig ko na po kayo.
Ma'am, yung thrombus po, yung hindi nagmo-move.
Exactly.
Okay. Yung embolus, yung nagbabara siya pero nagta-travel. Moving.
Exactly.
Traveling.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
kumbaga si emboli, anak siya ni thrombus, na-detach siya kay thrombus. Ngayon, lumaya si emboli. Ganon. Yeah. Nanggaling siya, nanggaling mismo yun dun sa thrombus. Okay. So the second type would be the hemorrhagic. Okay, sabi natin kanina, so black is ischemic, bleed is hemorrhagic. Okay, remember that. So nabara si ischemia. Yung merong pumutok, that would be hemorrhagic or nagdugo. Okay? So kung nakikita nyo dyan sa animation, that is exactly what is happening in hemorrhagic. Okay? So, and there is any vessels in your brain na nag-rupture. So, syempre, any veins that rupture, so yung dugo, syempre lalabas sa brain cells. Instead na dapat, normally, dumadaloy lang yan sa blood vessels. So ngayon, sa hemorrhagic stroke, once nabutas ang blood vessels, so kakalat yung blood sa brain. Okay? So mag-accumulate yung blood sa surroundings ng brain, and then later on, that could cause trauma to the brain. Okay? Kasi nga normally dapat walang dugo doon. Doon dapat talaga sila sa blood vessels. Okay. So, what is the basic physiology of hemorrhagic stroke? Normally, ang ating blood vessels, nagiging weak yan habang tumatanda tayo. Okay? As you grow old, your blood vessels also starts to weak. And of course, there are causative factors that makes your blood vessels na maging weak ng mas mabilis, kagaya ng pag-smoke. Yan. Hypertensive ka. So those are only two of the examples na nagko-contribute na magiging weak pang blood vessels natin. So ngayon, you will realize that yung importansya ng blood vessels na dapat hindi siya weak. Kasi, di ba, once your blood vessels will be weak, so technically there will be a rupture. So madi-disrupt yung flow ng blood. So isipin nyo na lang that ang function ng blood vessel is, let's say, para yan yung mga tubo na nagsusupply ng tubig. Diba? So let's say, yan, maraming tubo yan. Pag yung tubo na papunta sa amin, nabutas, so what will happen? Wala kaming source ng tubig. Diba? So imagine, parang ganun din ang katawan. So yung mga blood vessels, those are the tubo that, okay, na pinagdadaanan ng ating dugo para ma-deliver yung mga nutrients na kailangan ng organs of the body. Okay? So let's say your blood vessels are weak or they are already weakened. So what happens next is there will be a tendency that your blood vessels will burst. Okay. Example dyan is Okay, let's say may gloves ka, rubber gloves, and then you reuse it several times. Habang tumatagal yan, numinipis, di ba? And then later on, mabubutas. So, parang ganun din yung blood vessels. So, habang numinipis yan, okay, and the pressure that ng dugo na dumadalo dyan, pag hindi na niya kaya, so, mabubutas. So, after that, basically, syempre, kakalat yung dugo sa brain cells or and of course to your brain tissues. There will be a leakage to the surroundings of the brain, then that is causing your brain damage. O, diba? That's the simplest physiology on how hemorrhagic stroke is happening to our brain. Parang isipin mo, okay, parang napakaano lang naman pala, di ba? Pero stroke can happen to anyone and you don't know when. Kasi no one would know that, are my blood vessels still okay? Or maybe majority of my blood vessels are fragile. Anytime pwedeng pumutok yan. Di ba? If you can remember the case of sino na yung artistang nagka-aneurysm? Isabel Granada. Okay. Let's have that example. The first symptoms that she felt was a headache. A plain headache. Okay? What happened to the case of Isabel Granada was a hemorrhagic stroke in a form of a aneurysm. Pag yung term na aneurysm, para mas madali ninyo maintindihan, the word aneurysm is, okay, yung blood na nag-flow sa isang vessel is nag-accumulate. And then yung blood vessels, hindi niya kinaya yung pressure. Okay? Kasi let's say, if you have a high BP, okay, you have a very severe headache, normally, ang gush or ang pressure ng blood sa veins mo is very high. Mataas ang pressure. Parang pressure ng tubig, di ba? Pag ang taas ng pressure ng tubig sa hose, anong usually nangyayari? Sige nga, critical thinking. Let's say, binuksan mo yung water valve ninyo. Ang lakas ng pressure ng tubig. So, nabigla ngayon yung hose ninyo.
Putok po.
Okay, exactly. That is what happened to the case of Isabel Granada. There was aneurysm in her brain. Okay? Hindi kinaya yung pressure and then nag-burst. That is the cause of her aneurysm, the stroke itself. So, ganon. Walang blockage for her, but there was a accumulation of the blood in which pumutok nga, and then it slips all over the brain tissue, which caused her the brain damage. Okay? So, parang kung, di ba parang, ano ba yan? Nakatakot naman lalo nung nalaman ko yung concept ng stroke, di ba? But at least, now you will understand kung paano ba nangyayari yung stroke. So, kung kanina si ischemic stroke, may types, si hemorrhagic, meron din. Okay? So, si hemorrhagic, pwedeng mangyari yan sa two parts of your brain. Pwede siyang subarachnoid or pwede siyang intracerebral. So, ganito yan. So, from this illustration, when you say subarachnoid hemorrhage, okay, subarachnoid is the less common na case of hemorrhagic stroke. Meaning, ito, may pumutok na blood vessels, nagdugo, pero yung dugo, andito lang sa part, okay, ng brain na to, the subarachnoid space. Okay? Hindi pa wala yan mismo sa loob ng brain. Okay? Normally, this will be your head. It is covered by the skin and then your skull. 'di ba? Kung hahawakan mo yung scalp mo, pag i-feel mong ganyan, 'di ba parang parang ano siya, hindi siya technically nakadikit, para siyang gumagalaw, 'di ba? Pag igaganyan ninyo. So meron kang na-feel na some spaces. So that is your subarachnoid space. Okay? So kung dyan nangyari ang hemorrhage or yung pagdudugo, that is how you call your subarachnoid hemorrhage. Okay? Or your hemorrhagic stroke that is specifically in the subarachnoid. Okay. Okay. So, si intracerebral naman, okay, from the word intra meaning loob, di ba? Extra is labas. So, intracerebral hemorrhage, the word cerebral pertains to your brain. Okay? So, si intracerebral, dito naman yan, sa loob na mismo ng brain. Okay? So, pwedeng may napunit na artery, okay? Or merong nag-leak dahil nabutasan and then it caused bleeds inside your brain. Okay? That is the difference of your hemorrhagic stroke, basically your subarachnoid and your intracerebral. Okay? Both of them is causing hemorrhagic kasi parehong may pagdudugo yan. The only difference is where is the location. Yun naman. Kung kanina si ischemia, okay, ang pinag-uusapan natin anong klase ng bara? Blood clot or plaque or ano ba yung barang nandun lang sa nakastay sa isang lugar or bara na siya na nag-travel. Dito naman sa hemorrhagic, okay, saan ba ang location ng pagdudugo? So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay? So, that will not make it more complicated as how it is being taught in the medical school or sa nursing school. So, that is the simplest explanation. Okay? Pagdating sa hemorrhagic stroke. Okay. Clear? Up to this point? Mag-yes or no naman kayo.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll go with the signs and symptoms of your cerebrovascular accident. So there are common signs and symptoms. Wait. Teka. Kasi baka hindi niyo naririnig yung sounds. Okay. Dito lang.